Well, hello, good morning, and welcome to Explore Classroom. My name is Jennifer Bergen, and I'm so glad that you are joining us today. At National Geographic, we know the power of exploration, wonder, and storytelling can change the world. And this Explore Classroom YouTube show connects students all over the globe with our National Geographic Explorers for short lessons and time for your questions. Today, our explorer is Roxanne Beltran. Roxanne is a marine biologist, which means she studies life in the ocean. Ever since she was little, she wanted to study ocean life. And today she's living her dreams by tracking and researching seals in California. Roxanne loves to share what she knows about seals with others, including school children like you. She's even written a book about her work called A Seal Named Patches. There are many different types of seals, and today we're going to hear from Roxanne all about elephant seals. Before we get into today's lesson, though, let's celebrate our registered guests. Some schools are Akshara, Azara Islamic Academy, August Homeschool Group, Bell Hall Elementary, Brookside Elementary, Fairbanks Best, Fort Collins, Franklin Elementary, Garfield Elementary, Hoffman Boston Elementary, Hope Academy, Imagine Hope CCS Tolson, John E. White Elementary, Kalispell Middle, Kennedy, Kitson Central, KOTRC, Lorne Park Public School, Miami Shores, Morse Street, Robert Hunter, St. Stephen and St. Agnes, Shervon, St. Michael Catholic, Turner's Tigers, Valley View, Vegas Verdes First Graders, Wesley Elementary School. And families, we've got the Bautistas, the Dinners, the Dones, Durst, Ellen, Fox, Ignacio, Jack, KOTRC, Maya and Alexander, McCormick, Miller, Overholser, Rastelow, Rep, Scott, Singla, Canley, and the Yanis family. We are thrilled to have all of you here today. And with that, let's hand it over to Roxanne and get this Explorer Classroom started all about elephant seals. Take it away, Roxanne.
Thank you so much, Jennifer, and good morning, everybody. It is so great to be here today with you. I can't think of a better way to start my day. So thank you for taking the time to be here. And thank you for your energy and your enthusiasm and your wiggles. I can see you all, and it brings me a lot of joy. So I really appreciate it. Can you guys give me a thumbs up if you see a picture of me with a goat? Definitely not an elephant seal. Awesome. Thank you. So I want to start with how things started for me, because honestly, it's not too different from where you are sitting right now. This is me when I was maybe 6 or 7 years old at the San Diego Zoo, falling in love with animals for the first time and thinking that they're super interesting and maybe, just maybe, I want to study them for the rest of my life. Fast forward to a few years ago, and here's me with a different animal. This is a Weddell seal in Antarctica. And you can see that I'm basically the same person, just kind of grown up and with a slightly nicer pair of sunglasses. But I feel really lucky in that I get to every single day wake up and live my dream of learning more about the animals that live around our planet. And part of the reason I was able to get to where I am today is because, like you, I was sitting in my classroom, I paid lots of attention, I talked to my teachers, I got what I needed out of school. And the other part of it is that I have some amazing supporters, and that includes all of these folks here, including National Geographic, who believed in me and my ability to explore the world and were able to give me a grant to support some of the research that you'll see me do today. So my goal for today is to share with you some of the amazing stuff I've been able to do as a biologist, as a young explorer, and to hopefully inspire you to do some similar things, either now or when you grow up, or hopefully both. So my question for you guys is, have many of you seen an elephant seal in real life? Raise your hand if you've seen an elephant seal in real life. Okay, a couple people. Okay, put your hands down, please. Now raise your hand if you've ever been to the beach. Have you ever put your toes in the sand, dipped your feet in the water? Good, lots of people. Okay, go ahead and put your hands down. So I'm going to take you to a beach today and show you what it would be like to see elephant seals at the beach. You can see in this video, this is a video that my colleague took with a drone. You can see all those tiny little worm-looking things on the sand. See all those little mini shiny things? Those are all elephant seals. So elephant seals are these incredibly huge, to 20 times as much as I do. And they go on the beaches of California every single year, and then they go study them when they are on the beaches here at Año Nuevo. So I'll show you what it looks like to fly a drone over the beach. Do you see all those little worms there? Those are actually California sea lions. There's also some elephant seals. You can see some birds flying around. It's an amazing place. So if I could, I would bring you out to Año Nuevo and show you how amazing all these animals are in real life. But you'll just have to trust me and know that if you're ever to visit California, I definitely recommend taking a trip out to Año Nuevo. Sometimes of the year, you'll see this, you'll see animals swimming around. Other times you'll see crazy stuff. So these are northern elephant seals. These are adult males. Right.
Uh-oh, friends, we lost Roxanne. You know, sometimes things like this just happen. Oh, she is coming back.
Back. Do you see me?
Yes, we see you.
Good morning. I'm so sorry. The male elephant seal scared me and I had to go away for a second, but I'm back now. So anyways, the breeding season can be a really crazy time for elephant seals. And what we see oftentimes is males fighting like this. They're nice and loud. They produce these crazy sounds. And what they're doing is actually fighting for access to females. And the females during this time are coming onto land and giving birth to these tiny little pups. You guys see that pup nursing from its mom? You see that stuff dripping down the belly? That stuff is milk. And the milk of elephant seals is really cool. I'm going to give you a fun fact that you can share with your friends if you so choose. So raise your hand if you had a bowl of cereal for breakfast this morning. I know I did. So you probably put some milk in it, right? This is milk from a cow normally, sometimes from an almond or something like that. Does anybody know what percent fat milk we usually put in our cereal? You can use your hand. I'll give you a hint. It's less than 5. What percent milk do you think we usually put in our cereal? Yeah, I see 2. I see 4. Yep, both of those are totally correct answers. So milk is usually 4% fat if it's what we call whole milk, or 2% fat or 1% fat if we use skim milk in our cereal. Elephant seal milk is over 50% fat. 50%. So imagine milk that has like 10 times more fat than the milk that you put in your cereal for breakfast. It's pretty crazy, right? But the whole point is that the pups drink the milk and then they get nice and big, and that helps them become more independent. So you can see in this video that these, what we call weanling, or seals that have weaned from their mom's milk, what they're doing is they're playing in the water, they're becoming independent, and they're about to go off on their very first trip to sea. And that is what I study. So I study these seals after they've weaned from their moms, after they've nursed, and after they've been born, and before they go on that first migration. That first migration is a really big deal for them because it's the first time in their whole lives that they have to be completely independent. Their moms have not shown them what to do or where to go. They just go in the ocean and figure it out. And so I'm really interested in figuring out how it is that they become brave and yeah, open those big old eyes that they have to let in light and go forage out in the middle of the North Pacific. So here are some questions that I like to ask in my research. First, what are seals actually doing during the 2 months after they nurse and before leaving for that first trip to sea? Are they swimming? Are they sleeping? Are they exercising? Second, how long do they hold their breath and what is their heart rate? And third, where do they actually go during that first migration? And so I'm just going to show you like 2 quick research snippets to show you what it is that we've been able to find out. So the first is that first question: what are seals actually doing before leaving for their first trip to sea? And this we did in conjunction with National Geographic. So this video is actually a video camera attached to the back of a seal. And what we were able to do is basically watch that seal throughout the entire day to see what it was doing, whether it was moving, which is that white slice of pie that you see on the left side, whether it was swimming, which is that pink slice of pie, or whether it was resting. Now, I know Thanksgiving's coming up and you may or may not be planning to eat a pie, so let me just quickly show you how to interpret a pie chart. Basically, if a seal was moving, swimming, and resting equal amounts, then all the slices of the pie would be equal. If you were eating a pie, you would not care which slice of the pie you got, right? But in this particular case, you might want the resting piece of the pie, right? Because it's a lot bigger than the other ones. And so that just means that the seals are doing a lot more resting than they are swimming or moving. And you can see in this video that the seal is moving. So I've given you a little bit of a cheater video, but in many hours of the video, the seal is just on its side, just resting on the beach, which is not something you think about when you think about elephant seals, right? You might think of them like moving and swimming and doing stuff, but I promise you, just like us, they have to take a break from those fights and they need to rest. So why are they actually resting? Well, one of the hypotheses that we have is that it has to do with them becoming better athletes. So raise your hand if you have like some sort of activity in school where you run around in circles and get all your energy out in exercise. Yeah, I definitely did when I was your age. So part of the point of that is to get your wiggles out, and part of it is so that you can be healthy and be a good athlete and exercise a lot, right? And then eat lots of food and have a well-balanced diet, and it's all good to go. Seals are very similar. So I want to do a 30-second activity. If you take 2 of your fingers and put them on the right side of your neck, just tucked under your chin, you should be able to feel your heartbeat. You should feel like a boom, 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 boom. Do you guys feel that? Raise your hand if you can feel your heart rate. And if you can't, it's okay. When you go home tonight, say, hey, parent, I learned a lot about heart rate today and I want to be able to find mine. You should be able to feel it like this, and they might be able to help you figure that out. So basically what we do with these elephant seals is the same exact thing as what you're doing now. We want to be able to feel their heart rate so we can measure it and figure out how it's changing. So I'll give you a hint that mine is about 60 beats per minute. That means in a minute, my heart rate is beating 60 times, so about 1 time per second. Now let me show you what the elephant seal data look like that we collect. This is what they look like. So you can see sometimes they're up at like 70 or 80 beats per minute. Those are kind of those red dots, just like ours. And then sometimes they're down more like 50 beats per minute. Those blue dots are when they're holding their breath. The red dots are when they're exercising. So if you were to do that same activity where you felt your heart rate and you started running, you would get a really high heart rate. And then if you were just laying down resting, you would get a really low heart rate. And that's an interesting thing that's similar between us and seals that we think is pretty cool. And fun fact, elephant seals can actually lower their heart rate to about 3 beats per minute when they want to. 3 beats per minute. So that's 20 seconds between every time the heart beats, which is totally crazy in my opinion. So that's what I wanted to tell you about the research that we've been doing. The last thing I'll say is that studying animal migrations is amazing, and these elephant seals migrate really far distances. Here's a couple tracks from daughters, 1-year-old daughters that are out at sea right now. These are live tracking data that you can see real time, which is super cool. And this is the tracks of their moms. And so we can actually see where they go and how the daughter's tracks relates to the mom's tracks. And that's super cool because migration is not just for elephant seals, it's for all types of animals. This is tracks of birds, of mammals, of some turtles migrating all over the world. And you can see that migration is so common. At any time of year, something is migrating. It's moving between places, it's exercising, it's foraging. And that to me is a really cool thing. So I feel really lucky that I get to be able to study migration for my career. And I'll end with this last slide just to say that, like I said at the beginning, I used to be you. I was sitting in class, I was enjoying school, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do when I grew up. And then I decided that I wanted to do this. And it has been an amazing journey so far. And I feel really lucky. And I want to offer a few just like quick tips of how you might be able to get here where I am. So the first, of course, is work and study hard. Every time I do science, I use math, I use chemistry, I use history, I use geography, I use all the things that you're learning in school now. So pay lots of attention, ask questions, and you'll find that there's some really cool stuff to learn. Second, everyone around you has unique skills. It's great to learn from them. Third, find the thing that gets you excited and then do it. That's what I did with biology, and now I get to get paid to do what I love, and it's a pretty amazing thing. And last is just that teamwork makes life so much more fun. So find your team, find your people, enjoy them, work with them. It really is the best time. And that's all I'll say about that. So again, thank you so much for being here. I'm really, really excited to share this with you guys, and I can't wait to see what questions you have.
Well, friends, we're starting to reach the end of our show. Let's end with a question I think a lot of us are curious about, Roxanne. How can we join you? How can we help people care about elephant seals?
Yeah, it's such a good question. I think, the most important thing is learning about nature, learning about, marine biology, about biology in the ocean, and learning about seals and telling people that you care about it, whether it's telling your family or your friends. I think when we know more about things, we're more likely to protect them. And that's really important. So I would say you're already doing step number one, which is amazing. I would say step number two is taking some action. So whether it's helping with a local cleanup, or whether it's uh, making sure you recycle some of the things that you're using, like disposable products, or whether it's trying to use a little bit less plastic in your everyday life so that pollution's not such a big deal for animals in the ocean. I think that's great. Everyone has their own special thing to contribute. And that's what I try to do as a biologist every day. But anyone all over the world can do anything to both learn about and to protect these animals. So thank you guys for being here today and for learning so much. And I hope that you find as much joy as I find in sharing the information that you've learned with lots of other people.
Well, Roxanne, thank you so much for your time and your passion today.
Thanks, Jennifer, for hosting.
And friends out there, students, teachers, you've been an amazing audience today. Thank you for joining us. And I hope that you come to many more of our events, including upcoming Explorer classrooms. Next week, we're going to welcome explorers Allison Criscatello, who studies ice cores. And the week after that, we're going to hear from Eric Stackpole, who explores the ocean using robots. So register and make sure you get that shout out. If you're going to watch anyway, might as well get the shout out. You can learn more about our events at natgeoed.org/Explorer Classroom. Also, happy Native American Heritage Month. Please spend time learning this month about your local Native American cultures. They have a rich history, they have rich experiences and presence in the world today. Another reminder, the United States is going to be having Thanksgiving this Thursday, the 25th. So if you usually check out our show for older students on Thursdays, we're not going to have any this week. We're off, but we will return to our regular schedule the following week. So have a wonderful break to those of you in America. We'll see you the week after. To everyone around the globe, have a great day. Stay curious.